Oh, Lord.
Thinking about paying off debt? Here's 3 reasons to look at a home.
Just setting up here, folks. So sorry for that inconvenience. Sometimes when you set the orientation the wrong way, it doesn't work right. We're back to the 1968 replay. It's April 18, 1968. And it's a game between the Cleveland Indians and the Detroit Tigers. Detroit won the first of this 2-game series 5-4. And in this game, it's going to be Steve Hargan for Cleveland. And Joe Sparma for Detroit. Both are right-handers. I'll have the lineups in just a couple minutes. For the Cleveland Indians, leading off Chico Salmon at second base, Jose Cardinal in center, Leon Wagner in left field, Duke Sims catching, Tony Horton at first base, Vic Davalillo in right field, Max Alvis at third, Larry Brown at short, and Steve Hargan, the pitcher. For the Detroit Tigers, Dick McAuliffe at second base, Don Wirt at third. Al Kaline in right field. Willie Horton in left field. Norm Cash at first. Bill Freehand, the catcher. Jim Northrup in center field. Ray Euler at short. And Joe Sparma, the pitcher. Oh. And we're at Tiger Stadium. And the Tigers take the field. Here's Chico Salmon leading it off for Cleveland. Sparma is ready. The pitch to Salmon, 4-8, walked him. Salmon with the base on balls. Forgot to do the pitcher's quotients. So he'll be a 1-17, being held 1-15 with the lead. And here's Jose Cardinal. The pitch to Cardinal. 3-9, right-handed, grounds it to second. Fielded by McAuliffe, he throws it to Cash, and Salmon advances to second. So Chico Salmon on second, scoring position, 1 out. Leon Wagner is the batter. .211 right-handed, grounds it to third. That'll be a B at second. Wirt throws it to Cash and holds Salmon. And now here's a clutch situation for Duke Sims, the always dangerous Duke Sims. 2 outs, Salmon on second. Pitch to Sims, 5-2, left-handed, flies it to center, and Northrup makes the catch, and the side is out. No runs, no hits, the walk to Chico Salmon, and he was left on base. Motown Magic coming up. They won the first of this one, 5-4. And Dick McAuliffe leads it off. .510 left-handed, ballpark slash, left-hander 1-12. It's a 20. It's a liner to second. Caught by Chico Salmon. 1 out. Now here's Don Wirt. .47 right-handed, pops it up to first, and Horton makes the catch. 2 away. And now Al Kaline is the batter. .610 right-handed catcher X. That's Sims 316. That's a 14-3, pops it up and pops it out. A 1-2-3 inning for Hargan. And after one, it's a scoreless ball game. That ice is almost frozen. Not quite though. Get something going here. Just go with that. This is ice that has a little bit of liquid in the center of it. And we move to the top of the second. Joe Sparma, 0-1 on the year. Tony Horton leading it off. See if we can get some good air conditioning in here. Keep the door closed. Okay, here's Horton leading it off. 3-11 right-handed, grounds it back to Sparma, and that's one away. Now Vic Davalillo, the hitter. .28 right-handed, grounds it to short for Euler. And he throws it to Cash, 2 outs for Max Alvis. .55 right-handed, flies it to right. K-line is under it. And it's a 1-2-3 inning for Joe Sparma. And we head to the bottom of the second. Here's Hargan for Cleveland. Willie Horton is the leadoff batter. .37, 1-1-2. It's a base hit for Horton. First hit of this ball game. Horton is on. And here's Norm Cash not being held. And the pitch to Cash. 3-4 right-handed walked him. So Hargan in trouble here in the second. First and second, nobody out. And Bill Freehand, the batter. The pitch from Hargan. 6-12 right-handed, grounds it to second, X. That's Chico Samon of 422. 422, 16-4, he throws it to first to get Freehand and the runners advance. So it's second and third with one out and Jim Northrup the batter. Infield is brought in. Here's Hargan. Pitch to Northrup. 5-10 left-handed, that's a ballpark slash. Left-hander 1-12, it's a 17, line to second. Right at Chico, 2 outs. And Ray Euler the batter. Two outs. Pitch to Euler, 4-10, right-handed, flies it to center, and that will retire the side, so Hargan gets out of it. Scoreless after 2. We move to the top of the third. Sparma on the mound, and Larry Brown leads it off. .610 right-handed ballpark slash, 1-3. That's a liner to short. 1 out. And here comes Hargan now. Oh, what happened to the other die? That is a re-roll. But the question is, where is the frickin' die? Lord, that's the craziest thing I've ever seen. It's a re-roll. crazy. All right, well, we'll pull this one out. Magical Mystery Tour. You bet. Oh, there it is. It's all the way on the other side. It didn't. It's a reroll. Okay, here's Hargan now. There was no havoc. Now where's my pen? Where's my frickin' pen now? This is really getting me to the point where I may need to take a hit. Where is my frickin' pen? Another one. And somehow a pen just disappears. I dropped his here now. It's the oddest thing. First you lose a die, then you lose a pen. Okay, here's Hargan. Did I roll for Hargan? He's turning into a whacked out game. No, I did not roll for Hargan. And if we did, it's too bad. Here's the pitch, 4-6. Right-handed, walked him. So Hargan is on first. We're going to just double check to make sure. He does have a running rating. We wrote it already, 1 to 12. Good thing I didn't look when it's already there. He's 1 to 12. Chico Simone is the batter. Pitch to Chico, 1-9, right-handed, grounds it to short, forcing Hargan. 2 outs. Chico on first, 1 to 15, 1 to 17 being held. One to 15, 1 to 15 plus 2. 1 to 17, 1 to 15 with the hold. We're just gonna go for it. in that kind of mood. 2 to 8 and 12, he's got the lead and has to go. 9 to 11, he's thrown out ceiling. 8, and he gets the lead. 1 to 15, the pitch to Jose Cardinal, and he is safe. So Chico Salmon steals second. Two outs, and Jose Cardinal hit 257, got 20 some odd points above the league average. Pitch to Cardinal, 5'10", right-handed. Grounds it to short for Euler, and the side is retired. And on that note, I'm gonna take some of my medicine. It's medicinal. I know I may regret this, but it's going to be a very small amount. Very, very small. Indeed, Kathy Harden. We're going to try for this. That was so small, I hardly felt it. Bottom of the third, and Hargan takes the mound, and Sparma leads it off. No score here. Pitch to Sparmer, 3-7, and he grounds it to second. Fielded by Chico Salmon, and he throws it over to Tony Horton for the out. Now here's Dick McAuliffe. .15 right-handed, walked him. That was about as good as a micro as one can do. Hardly discernible. Just a little air of something. McAuliffe is on first. He's a 1-15 with Hargan being held 1-13. And here's Don Wirtz. The pitch from Hargan, 6-12, right-handed, Grounds it to second X. That's for Chico Salmon again. He's a 422. You're not going to get away with that so often. 17-4, and he throws him out. And McAuliffe advances to second. So Chico handles it nicely again. 2 outs. And here's Al Kaline. McAuliffe in scoring position, and that means it is a clutch situation. Pitch to Kaline. 6-6 right-handed, walked him. First and second, 2 outs. It's strange how a pen just disappears on you, huh? This is one of those things you wonder, not that I need it. Good things we're well stocked with dice and pens. First and second, 2 outs. And Willie Horton, the batter. This is another. Joel Horland, thanks for being Jeffrey. Seems like you beat the cold pretty quickly. Oh yeah, you bet, Joel. All the symptoms are like, it's just a remnant of it. Being here and being Jeffrey. What does that mean, though? But yeah, I bought these anyway for relief. It's a Halls. And it's not my favorite. They didn't have any of the blue ones. This is lemon honey. I don't know what that means, though, Joel, being here and being Jeffrey. Does that mean you're going along with my stuff? My personality? First and second, 2 outs, it's cash now. And the pitch to Horton. That's 3-7 right-handed. That's a grounder to second. Guess who it's on? It's Chico again. And he throws it to first. And the side is retired. In fact, 3 ground balls to Chico. And we've gone 3 innings. Being here in the original text, but thanks for being Jeffrey as well. Thank you very much, Joel. You know, Joseph Campbell.
New quick actions and Adobe Lightroom.
And that's what he said. Being yourself is the privilege of a lifetime. Well, we've gone 3 innings. Sparma takes the mound. Here's Leon Wagner. .66 left-handed flies to center, and Northrop makes the catch, 1 out. Now here's Duke Sims. Oh, now I get it, yeah. Now I can read it that way, yeah. Joel, thank you. Here's Duke Sims, the always dangerous. Pitch from Sparma, 6'5", left-handed, grounds it to short X. That'll be Euler. 217. 11-2, it's going to be an E17 roll for Euler. E17-8. And he throws him out. 2 away. And here's Tony Horton. .32, single 1 to 18 goes through, base hit. So Tony Horton with a 2-out single. One to 15, 1 to 17, not being held. It is kind of a borderline, so I will roll it and have them being held. Even though it's only a 4. 1 to 15, 1 to 17. I'm feeling daring here. He's a 1 to 15. Being held if he gets the lead. Havoc for the steal. Joel, do I roll all 3 dice on a steal attempt and thereby have a chance for the T error? No. It's just what. Yeah, if it's a 1, 2, or 3, isn't that correct? I don't think I've been doing that. No, not lead attempt. He's got he's. Oh. Yeah, this is the lead attempt. Wait a minute. That had to be a 2 dice. He does not get he does get the lead. Now he's got to go. My question, do I roll all 3 on the steal attempt and a 1, 2, or 3 is possible T rating? Oh, it's only one anyway. Yeah, what am I thinking? Yeah. Yeah, got it. Just this it's he's got the lead. He's 1-15. Here's the pitch from Sparma, and he's safe. If that was a 1, 2, or 3, we'd look at the T rating. So Tony Horton gets the stolen base, believe it or not. I'm feeling daring today. Here's Davalillo now. Then you do a D20 again to see on freehand 1-3 T rating. That's not bad. So Horton is in scoring position for Davalillo with 2 outs. Pitch to Davalillo. 3-7 right-handed, flies it to center. And under that is Northrup. He makes the catch. The side is retired. We've gone 3 1/2 innings. I'm looking for all my things to wonder, where do I have my pen? And everything is here, but my pen, everything. The darndest thing. It's just after a while, sometimes you give up on needing to find it, and you get to with curiosity, wanting to find it. Okay, we're going to move to the bottom of the 4th, and I'll take a short break. It's Norm Cash leading it off. That's a 5-9, left-handed, grounds it to first, and that's taken by the Tony Horton to the bag. Now here's Bill Freehand. Pitch to Freehand, 2-7 right-handed, grounds it to short for Brown, Larry Brown. Throws it to second. That's a first, I'm sorry, and Jim Northrup, the batter. 2-8 right-handed, base hit Northrop. A 2-out single. And Ray Euler, the batter, 135. How do you all like that? 135. They pinch ran for him at the end of this game. I don't know why, and then Trzaskowski stayed in, and Euler had already had 4 at-bats. That's a low average. 135 in 215 at-bats. He was a good fielder, though, and he also drank a lot. I don't mean to harm his... Yeah, exactly, Joel. It was a gutsy call. I believe he went with Stanley at short. And there he is. I believe Stanley played short, and that allowed Northrop Horton, and I'm not sure who else they would use in the outfield. Oh, silly me, K-line. Thanks, Joel. Yeah. So they could have both. They could have Stanley in the lineup and then have Northrop, Horton, and K-line, because there's just so many positions. Stanley has a decent bat, hit over 120 points higher than Stanley. And lots of people would called it. Here's Trzaskowski, 156 at short. Stanley is not playing in this game. So here's Euler now. The pitch from Hargan. And they won the World Series. 2-5 single, 1-4 base hit Euler. One asteroid. Euler with a hit. Again, it was a 2-5 single, 1-4, and it was a 3 on the 20 die. He went with that. I wonder if he made any errors in the World Series, or made any kind of plays in the World Series that, you know, letting a ball get by him or something. At least they didn't make him a 5. Let's see what his E rating is. 44. I've seen worse. I think that's still max. Okay, first and second, 2 outs, and here's Sparman now. Clutch situation. Pitch to Sparma, 6'8", right-handed, grounded to second, X, and you know who that's going to be for. That's going to be for Chico Salmon. Getting hit, balls hit to him left and right. 422 though. 18-4 throws him out. We've gone 4 innings. It's a scoreless ball game. Take a little break, a few minutes, and I'll be back very shortly. This is the Strat-O-Matic Network. There is a Chinese curse of increasing intensity And one of them is "May you live in interesting times." And it is claimed to be a translation of a traditional Chinese curse. The expression is ironic because interesting times are usually times of trouble. But the saying is no actual Chinese sources have ever been produced that we know of. May you live in interesting times is the lowest in the trilogy of Chinese curses. The second is, may you come to the attention of those in authority. And these are two-sided, comes with excitement and apprehension. The third one is the one I would like to express now. May you find what you are looking for. May you find what you are looking for. Another way to put that is, be careful what you wish for. And I have something that I'm looking for in the very near future. I'll be sharing it with you. And it comes with both excitement and apprehension. Okay, here's Max Alvis, top of the fifth in a scoreless ball game. Joe Sparma, and the pitch, 6-6. Right-handed struck him out. He struck out Alvis. That's his first strikeout of the game. Now here's Larry Brown. And Ernest has arrived. Hello, Ernest. Glad to see you. Let's give it up for Ernest. Larry Brown, the batter. B. Bunter with the pitcher on deck. Always an iffy call. Brown will hit away. Hello, Ernest. That's 6-8 right-handed, struck him out. That's 2 strikeouts, and that takes care of that question. Oh, I don't know why I thought someone was on. Isn't that weird? I thought that Alvis was on base, even though it's as plain as the nose on my face. He struck out. Okay, here's Hargan now. The havoc roll is not needed. That's 5-6, right-handed. That's a triple 1-2, base hit. Go figure, Hargan gets the single with 2 outs. Here's Chico Salmon now. Chico been very busy in the field. Pitch to Chico, 6'10", right-handed, ballpark slash, right-hander, 1-3, line to short, and that will retire the side. I'm going to take a quick impromptu visit to the lavatory. We're heading to the bottom of the fifth. I'm sorry, Ernest. Very important to spell names correctly when you're addressing somebody. Well, Steve Hargan has had base runners in scoring position, multiple base runners in the last 3 innings. He retired the side in order in the first. Thank you. And it'll be the top of this Tigers lineup. Here's McAuliffe now. Yeah, there you go. You got a good sense of humor. 4-8, left-handed, flies it to right. And under that is Vic Davalillo. He makes the catch, it's 1 out. Hello, Ron. Glad to see you, Ron. I'm doing okay. I got a lot going on. Things work out, I may be light on Strat-O-Matic at the end of this week, but I will come back with a vengeance as soon as I am able. Here's Wirt now. 4-5, right-handed, grounds it to short X. Brown is a 325. That's a 9-3. That's going to be an E25. This may be trouble. Thank you. You're very welcome, Bill Ivamy. The ground ball to short. Brown E25. That's 6. And he boots it for the error. So word is on. And Al Kaline, the batter. Pronouncing a name correctly is, I don't know if that's worse than printing or typing, writing a name incorrectly. I don't know. Okay, K-line with word on first, 1 out, not being held. Chaos. Oh, I call it chaos too. It's really havoc per demos. Pitch to K-line, 310 right-handed, fouls it to third base. Caught by Alvis, 2 away. Isn't that silly, plus injury? Shit cheese. For those of you wondering, we don't play injuries because we follow historical lineups here. And that generally covers it for starters. We use relievers only as a guideline. In this 5-0 win, Cleveland went through 5 pitchers, including Kurtz, Sutherland, Fisher, and Gramley. Sparma went all the way for the shutout. So word on first with 2 outs, and here's Willie Horton. Pitch to Horton, that's 5-9. Right-handed struck him out. Hargan. Oh, shit. You know, Hargan on Cleveland, okay. Oh, that's his first strikeout. I'm saying, you know, I don't know why I'm thinking Hargan on Detroit. No, that's right. Don't you hate when that happens? When you're using the wrong pitcher? Top of the 6th. Jose Cardinal, the batter. Oh, there you go, Ernest. Jose Cardinal leading it off now, 0 for 2. Sparma winds and deals. 3-8, right-handed, grounds it to short for Euler. And he throws it to Cash, 1 out. We're in a scoreless game here. Here's Leon Wagner, 0 for 2. 5-4, left-handed, flies to center X. Northrup is a 3-8. That's going to be a 4-3 double, 2 asteroids. Leon with the double that Northrup could not get to. And here is Duke Sims, the always dangerous Duke Sims. Left-handed hitter, 1 out. Wagner in scoring position. Havoc roll. Pitch to Sims. That's going to be 111 right-handed. Flies it to right. Wagner has the option, but I'm not really interested. He's a 1-12. K-line 1-9, and then I'd have to go check if you add 2 or whatever you do to that. But we'll let him hold at second and put our hopes on 1 Tony Horton. That's a possible wild pitch. Sparma 5. It is a wild pitch by Joe Sparma. So that puts Wagner on third. A single with 1 asteroid can bring him home. And it's a full count on Horton now. That's no negated. We already did it. Here's the payoff pitch. That's 2-8. It's hit well by Horton, and it's gone. A 2-run home run by Tony Horton. We keep our home runs in real time. We monitor them. That way at the end of the game, no need to start fetching. Tony Horton. his third of the year in this young season. He had 14 in 477. I'd like to mention something about Joe Horton, if I could find it. Keep that as a reminder. I like to test my short-term memory while I remember to tell the story of Tony Horton. We could make a movie out of it. Here's Davalillo now, 2-0. Tribe, 3-7 right-handed, flies it to center. And Northrup is under it, he makes the catch, but there were 2 runs. In a game where runs have been hard to come by. First the double by Wagner, and then the home run by Tony Horton. Hit it right on the money there. If you don't mind, I'd like to share a little story. Is it Horton? Yeah. And I share this story for purposes of normalization. And inspiration. And I'm reading from Sabre. The story of Tony Horton, the young and talented slugger for the Red Sox and the Indians, is ultimately a tragic one from a baseball perspective. Just entering his prime seasons at the age of 25, he was forced to leave the game because of an emotional disorder, and ultimately he never returned. Piecing together this story is not easy because the person who knows the stories best, Tony Horton, is keeping it to himself. This is a very long Sabre article. I'm just adding what I think is valuable. Even in 1968, Tony Horton, who was described as extremely intense, a perfectionist who was never happy with his performance, and in a June 29 article in the Sporting News, testing sound. Testing sound. In that interview in the Sporting News, he admitted that he was driven to succeed in anything he did, and he realized it was a problem. In 1970, the stress of the game grew more difficult for Horton. After a 3-homer game against the Yankees on May 24, a game the Indians lost, Horton was visibly down on himself for his failure to deliver in his last time up, angrily calling himself a blockhead. Can you believe that? He already hit 3 home runs. He did not homer again for 3.5 weeks. He did go 4 for 5 with a grand slam on June 21 and hit for the cycle against the Orioles on July 2. This is all 1968. On June 24 against the Yankees, Steve Hamilton, who threw an eephus pitch, he swung and missed on one of them and then fouled the second one to the catcher. Returning to the dugout, Horton threw his cap and bat into the air and crawled the last few steps to the dugout. The crowd roared and everyone assumed it was a joke. Later, people wondered if it was. I'm giving a biopic here on Tony Horton. This is public knowledge. On June 20, in early August of 1970, a briefly slumping Horton began to be booed by the home fans, but he turned the crowd around with a home run. Afterward, Tony admitted being bothered by the booing. He worked himself tirelessly to overcome his hitting drought and reportedly stopped eating and drinking before finally suffering what was later to have been believed to be a nervous breakdown sometime after his last game, which was on August 28. He was sent home due to, quote, physical exhaustion. He did come back in the season and hit well and ended up 269 with 17 home runs in 115 games. Throughout the offseason of 1970, the Indians and everyone else believed that Horton was going to be a big part of the team again in 1971. It was therefore a surprise when the team announced on January 21, 1971, that Horton would miss spring training and likely the entire season with an emotional disorder. He had been hospitalized since September. His father, Troy, insisted that he was doing well and denied any speculation that his career was over. He reported that the doctors thought he needed some time off, but that he would be ready to play again in 1972. Before the 72 season, Gabe Paul, the general manager, visited Tony, said he was doing fine, but not yet ready for a comeback. Horton told the Sporting News that he was 100% recovered, but not really thinking about baseball. He had a job with the stock exchange, played some golf, and read a lot. For all practical purposes, that would be the last anyone heard from Horton. There have been many theories as to what happened to him, but he has not talked about his career and his ending in the ensuing 35 some odd years. Oh, Christ. And there's one other sad part about this, but there's lessons to be learned. Taunting Tony Horton the day after he slit his wrists. In a book edited by Sean Manning. Oh, I don't know that it was a good idea to do this. On Saturday, August 29, 1970, the day before, after having been yanked from the lineup in the fifth game of Game 1 of a Twilight Twin bill, Horton had driven back to the motel where he lived and, sitting in his car in the parking lot, slit his wrists. He went to the hospital, and that was the end of his career. The point is, of my going through all of this, is it's nothing to be ashamed of. Of course, he didn't want to talk about it, and that's his prerogative. But it's obvious he suffered from depression, major depressive disorder, and an anxiety disorder, as well as colloquially being a perfectionist. And I'm sorry if this offended anybody that I did this. I didn't mean to be exploitive. I just thought it adds a lot of context to what's going on. Now I regret doing it. But I'm gonna be like Tony Horton was. Yeah, he's about 80 now, Joel. And not beat myself up for it. Still alive. Okay, bottom of the sixth, 2-0. Hargan in his first endurance inning. Sparmers was the fifth. Wow. So he's got two against him here. This is Hargan's first. There's very little on Wikipedia. Saber has a pretty long article. And then if you Google him, cut wrists, you'll see another article which goes into more detail. Okay, Norm Cash is the batter. And the point of this, I wanted to normalize it. So it's nothing to be ashamed of. And I talk about my depression all the time. Maybe too much. Okay, here's Hargan facing Cash. That's 5-8, left-handed, base hit to right. So Norman is on first, and here's Freehand. No threat to steal. And the pitch to Freehand. 4-5 right-handed, grounds it to short X. That'll be Larry Brown. He's a 325. 7-3. Forces Cash at second. And that'll put Freehand on first. Now here's Jim Northrup. One nine right-handed, triple 1 to 2. It's going to be a double. No asteroids. Freehand rounding third. This will be a tough call. 1 to 12, 1 to 13, no holds. And that was to center. -1, 1 to 12. So with Euler due up. Again, freehand 1 to 12, 1 to 13. One to 12. He's coming home. Jose Cardinal and the throw. And he is out. So Jose Cardinal throws him out. And that's 2 away. Northrup goes to third. I just can't tell you, I cannot in good conscience allow Euler to hit. Oh yeah, Kathy, yeah, especially on social media. I hope you don't perceive what I did as shaming. Mine was a tribute. I'm going to bring in Gates Brown, left-handed hitter, and we'll bring in Dick Trzaskowski, the shortstop. You know, you can make a movie out of that if he would sell the rights or give permission of how he was able to overcome his depression and anxiety and find work he enjoyed and live a happier life. I also have a great story for Gates Brown. He went to prison. I don't know what the charge was. This is before he was in the baseball, and they found out he was very good because they played baseball in the prison. And he was signed by the Detroit Tigers. And he said that he wanted, I'm pretty sure it was the Tigers, he said that he wanted to go to a team that had no black players. And it was, we're managing like nobody's watching. Gates Brown will pinch hit. And Trzaskowski will come into short. Here's Gates Brown now. Northrup on third. Came home on the throw to the plate, which nabbed freehand. I don't know the Ron LaFleur story. It also gives me inspiration to keep strong, try to keep strong. Okay, there's 2 outs. Gates Brown, left-handed hitter. 5'7", left-handed, walked him. He's got a pretty good speed there. And now I'm in a little pickle here because Sparma is due up and it's only the 6th inning. So it's been such a cockamamie inning. Might as well just let him hit. LaFleur was signed out of prison. Oh, okay. Imagine a movie about Gates Brown. The problem here, we do have Mickey Stanley. And we could go for a clutch hit by Stanley if we want to hit for Sparma. Otherwise, you have people hitting under 200. We're going to take a chance and have some fun here and have Mickey Stanley pinch hit here. I could pull a double switch and have Stanley stay in the game and play short, and would it be correct? I would have the pitcher bat eighth. Does anyone want to go along with that? LeVar Burton. So that's what we're going to do, have Mickey Stanley come in. Well, we might as well keep Trzaskowski in there. Well, Stanley, yeah, now Stanley will be in the game. It's 2 outs. First and third. Here's the pitch from Hargan. And wait a minute. Wait 1 minute. Cleveland's manager, and is that Al Dark? Is that frickin' Al Dark? That is Al Dark is coming out because Hargan has reached fatigue. Oh my. Hargan has reached fatigue, and he's winning the game. We had one of those earlier. Hargan pitched 5 2/3, and this is first endurance inning, the 6th. He allowed 2 hits and a walk. And with Stanley already called in, we may go with Eddie Fisher, who pitched in this game real world. Yeah, we'll go with Eddie Fisher. Hargan is the winner of record. 5 2/3 allowed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. He walked 3, 4, struck out 1, and has allowed no runs. However, he's responsible for Larry Brown, Gates Brown on first, and Jim Northrup on third, 2 outs. Okay, here's Eddie Fisher. He's ready now. Fisher comes into this with no record, pitched 0 innings, and had 2 earned runs. That is an ERA of infinity, if you can wrap your head around that one. He's a +7. What else is wrong with him? He's a +5 max. And here's Mickey Stanley at the plate. We don't know who's coming in for Detroit. You know, you have some interesting stories in baseball. Oh, he just died a week ago, 88. Thank you. Is Tom Candiotti the old knuckleballer left on this side of the grass? Talking about mental illness and baseball, you know, the classic example is Jimmy Pearsall, bipolar disorder. And we could try, they did make a movie about him, Fear Strikes Out. The problem was it wasn't too realistic. Okay, there were some things that they just sort of, you know, deviated from reality a little bit. I don't want to get into it. Plus, I don't know enough about what drugs were available at the time. But if anyone wants me to talk a little bit more about what might have been going on with him, I'd be glad to do it. But I don't want to be exploiting people. He died. Okay, it's Mickey Stanley. This is a very, very clutch situation. First and third. Stanley, the go-ahead run. Here's Fisher now. Yes, Anthony Perkins and Carl Malden. The pitch to Stanley, 6'11", right-handed. Ballpark blast. Going deep. Oh, my. And it's caught by Wagner. At the wall. Oh, my. Let's look at that again. You can't say we didn't try. Mickey Stanley hit a long, long drive out on a 6'11", right-handed, and there's your ballpark blast. And he's a right-handed hitter. 1-16, it's gone, and you can't change the roll. It's a 17. What a catch by Leon Wagner. And the Tigers come up empty-handed. We'll keep Trzaskowski in. Playing shortstop now, and now there's going to be a new pitcher for the Detroit Tigers. That was a tough one, Kathy Harden. Can't say we didn't try. I know you want those Tigers. Asher Warden Ryband. We'll bring in Lasher. I could bring in Hiller, who's even better. I just want to make sure he doesn't start soon, Hiller. And he is a left-hander, for whatever that is worth. Hiller is available. Yes, he's available all right. So we'll bring Hiller in. Turns out Hargan, it's still a shutout. It's a combined shutout between Hargan and Fisher. Now the pinch hitter for Sparma, I have to bring somebody in for him. He pitched 6, 4 hits. And it will be John Hiller. Hiller comes in. Hiller has a record of 0-1. He's allowed 3 runs in 1 inning. So he probably had a bad outing. So -2, -4 holds. It's 2-0. Top of the 7th, and Max Alvis is the batter. There have been players in other sports, and baseball too, who have acknowledged their struggles with mental illness, which is good to normalize, you know? Here's Hiller now. Facing Alvis. And the pitch 3-7, left-handed, walked him. So Alvis is on. Here's Larry Brown now. Brown a B bunter with Fisher coming out. It's only a 2-0 lead though, but Fisher, the new pitcher for Cleveland. Here's the pitch to Brown. 5'8" right-handed, pops it up to third, and Wirt makes the catch. And it's going to be Eddie Fisher. Fisher will hit. Fisher is a 1 WR. It's Max Alvis on first. Alvis on first, 1 to 15. 1 to 11 not being held. And here's Fisher now. That's funny, Kathy. Those emoticons that you show. I thought it was kind of a silly inning anyway. Stretching freehand. I mean, you know, you might as well go for it when the chance is over 50% and you have 1 out already. And then Gates Brown walked, and Stanley blasted one, but it was a ballpark blast out. Here's the pitch to Fisher now. He's a 2. Oh, I'm sorry. He's a 1 WR. 5'5", right-handed, struck him out. Now Chico Salmon is the batter. Go, keep your eye on it. I got it. It's a 4. Still don't know what happened to that pen. 4-6 right-handed, flies it to right, and it's K-line under it to make the catch, and the side is retired. And we're gonna head to the bottom of the 7th. We're gonna take a little break for the stretch. 2-0 Cleveland. And two new pitchers in the game, Hiller and Fisher going at it. Anybody's ball game. I'm Jeffrey Guterman. This is the Strat-O-Matic Network. And I will be right back.
Shopping as your parents can be embarrassing.
Why would they sell jeans with holes in them? I'm going to speak to the manager.
Mom!
That hoodie is giving. You should.
Shit. Pure slime. Slime Media. Oh! And I'd like to take this opportunity to thank all of you for spending your time here on the Strat-O-Matic Network and this ball game. Just as a reminder, it's the second game of a 2-game series. Detroit won the first one 5-4. And they're down 2-0 on a 2-run home run by Tony Horton. He had power. Sparma reached fatigue in the 6th, bringing Hiller in, and Fisher Hargan reached fatigue in the 6th, and Fisher now in. Sparma came in for the pinch hit because of the pinch hitter Stanley. And we're gonna head to the bottom of the 7th. I think that's funny, Stanley. Speaking of Eddie Fisher, here's Eddie Fisher on the mound now. Eddie Fisher ready. He pitched 1/3 of an inning. He threw a fastball that Stanley almost knocked out of the park to put Detroit ahead. Now he'll face the top of the order, Dick McAuliffe leading it off. Oh my God, it bounced back. Look at how the market came back. Holy shit. Good afternoon. It's not that Eddie Fisher, no. Good afternoon, Rick. The NASDAQ is up 227. The Dow remains down, though, 126. Boy. Okay, here's McAuliffe facing Fisher. 3-8, grounds it to second for Chico Salmon. Boy, has he been busy there at second base today. 1 out. Now here's Don Wirtz. Wirt 0 for 3, reached on an error. Forgot to put that error in here. That's 5-10. Right-handed, ballpark slash. Right-handed. It's a base hit. It was 1-3, and it's a 1 on that 20 die. So Don Wirt on first, and Al Kaline the tying run. After McAuliffe rounded out to third, the single by Wirt on a 5-10 ballpark slash. Right-hander 1-3, it was a 1. So maybe something going here. K-line now. Right-handed hitter, has power. Ballpark blasts, 2-column. Now here's the pitch to K-line. That's a 5-7. Right-handed, double 1-4. It's a base hit. First and third with 1 out for the Willie Horton. And Al Dark calls for the infield to be back. They'll give up a run if it means, well, No, they go for the double play here. Horton 1 for 3. Fisher gets the sign. That's a possible wild pitch. He's 1 to 15. And oh, smothered in the dirt by Duke Sims. Oh my. Oh my. Look at it again. It was a 1. And that means a possible wild pitch. As you could see, Eddie Fisher 1 to 15. Pretty wild guy there. And it was a 16. And the infield remains back. Full count on Horton now. Tough break for the Tigers. 1-8 struck him out. That's 2 away. And now Norman Cash. Two outs, first and third. Cash the go-ahead run at the plate. That's a possible balk or pass ball. Pass ball could score a run. That's a possible balk, but Fisher is at a 0. He's wild, but he doesn't balk. Now the pitch to Cash. 2-8 struck him out. Oh, this may not be the Tigers' day. The side is retired. No runs, 2 hits, and 2 left on. We move to the top of the 8th. And here's Hiller. Cardinal leads it off. In his second inning. Wait a minute. Hiller came in for Sparma. What the hell? Trying to backtrack here. Why did I take Hargan, Sparma out after 6? I just saw that, Bill. I'm gonna get to that in a moment. I just want to remind myself, how did I? Oh, Hiller, Fisher, what the hell? Does anyone remember the context in which I removed Sparma? Stanley hit for Sparma. Oh yeah, I don't know why I'm getting so confused. I think the Hargan is confusing me. Yeah. Thank you, Joel. Thanks a million. Bill Ivamy states, thank you, Ernest. Jeff, seeing Norman Cash. However, there is another Norman who coached your favorite college basketball team in the 1970s. Can you name the coach? I'm going to say it's NC State. But I don't know the name of the coach. But did I get the team right? They really were my favorite team. I love that team. With Burleson, David Thompson, and then they had this guy who was like 5'3", Tome or something like that. Norman Sloan. Great Strat story, absolutely. So Hiller is in his second inning of relief. And his first endurance is the third. And Jose Cardinal leads it off. They really were my favorite team. And I've never been into college sports, really. I don't get interested at all in any of it, except that team excited me. Okay, here's Hiller. The pitch to Cardinal. That's 6'9", right-handed, double 1 to 12. It's a double for Cardinal. Off Hiller. Tim Stoddard, the pitcher, was on the NC State team. Okay. You mean the basketball? Thompson was like otherworldly. David Thompson. I think he also was great in the NBA. But I stopped following sports by the mid-70s. So Cardinal on second. Here's Leon. Wow, I didn't know that, Bill. Wow. Pitch to Leon. That's 210. Grounds it to second A. I think I've memorized that Cardinal will go to third. Yes, it's a ground ball to second. And McAuliffe throws it to first. And Cardinal on third can come home on a fly ball. He got his ring, though. You bet your ass he did. You're a UCLA grad, so of course you have a vested interest in that. And didn't NC State go ahead and win in the finals? Shows how my memory is. Here's Duke Sims, the always dangerous. They're gonna bring the infield in. This can end up biting you. Pitch to Sims. 3-4 left-handed struck him out. 2 outs. And Tony Horton is the batter. Five sevens, grounder to second X. That's to McAuliffe. He's a 210. Uh-oh. It's going to be a 3-2. Oh, no, he throws him out. Side is retired. Oh, Lord help me. I have to just check something here. Christ. Okay, we're moving to the bottom of the 8th. Eddie Fisher has pitched 1 1/3 innings. His first endurance is the 3rd, so we don't really have to worry about that. He's in his 2nd. It'll be Freehand leading it off. That's 2-3 right-handed, ballpark slash. Right-hander 1-16 goes through. Freehand is on. And here's Jim Northrup. See, I should have put Stanley. Well, jeez. There's not a lot you could do with Stanley, except keep him in the lineup. 110, but that doesn't help right now. Ballpark blast. Left-handed 1-19. It's gone, and it's a tie ball game. Jim Northrup has just hit a 2-run home run off Eddie Fisher to tie up this ball game. Let's look at that again. It happened so quick. That ball got out of here so quickly on a 110 ballpark blast against the right-hander, and this time he's a left-hander. 1-19, it was an 8. And it's a tie ball game. And now Dick Tracewski is the batter. And Tracewski will hit. Pitch from Fisher, 2-11, pops it up third base side. Foul territory. Alvis has room to make the catch. Now the question is, Dewey and anyone can come in, be my coach. Joel's a coach, Bill's a coach, Kathy's a coach. Any of you can be a coach. Do I let Hiller hit with 1 out and nobody on? Do I allow Hiller to hit? The problem that I'd like to share with you is they got pitchers who could come in, but the hitters let him hit. Okay, yeah, because I don't have anybody who can hit. I got Matic, 203, who's the best. They have no bench, except for Gates Brown. So Ivan says, yeah, let him hit. It's going to be Hiller. Coming in to hit and stay in this ball game. Hiller is a 1 WR, is 1 out, nobody on. Very weak bench. And they still won it all. 5-6. Right-handed, pops it up to short, 2 outs. And here's Dick McAuliffe. Oh, it's a good question. Joel Horland asked, can Earl Wilson hit? Too late now. Oh, yes, he can. He's a 7 NR. Lord. Too late. It's 2 outs, nobody on. McAuliffe at the plate. Boy, he's 7 NR. Jesus. That's 3-6. Right-handed walked him. So McAuliffe is on with the go-ahead run. Eddie Fisher in trouble here. This is his first endurance inning right here. This is the start of his first endurance. He's allowed to walk. McAuliffe on first. 1-15 with Fisher. 1-20. Being held 1-18. Lord. 1-18. He's going to go for the lead here. 2-6. He gets the lead. No, he does not get the lead. And here's Wirt now. Being held. Is McAuliffe on second? How did McAuliffe get on second base? Oh, he's on third base. How the hell? No. Oh, no, that's for the breakup of the innings. Yeah, you got to be careful about that. Yeah. Okay. Here's Wirt. That's 3-6, and he grounds it back to Fisher, who fields it and throws it to Tony Horton. And the side is retired, but 2 runs on a 2-run home run. We're heading to the 9th, and Hiller was the reason why we let Hiller hit. We're going to let Hiller stay in this game. Trying to figure out why I have such trouble here. Hiller came in for Stanley, right? So he's in his first endurance inning. Vic Davalillo leading it off. Hiller throws 6-11, left-handed, fly ball left. Horton under it, 1 away. Now Max Alves. 2-5 left-handed, triple 1-11. It's a double. Double off Hiller. And Larry Brown, the batter. Possible balk or pass ball. It's a possible balk, his 0 rating. Pitch to Brown. 5-9, right-handed, grounds it to short X. That will be Trzaskowski now. This could end up haunting them. He's a 3-14. Euler was a 2-17. 3-14 Trzaskowski. Oh, we go with the existing role. Just double checking here. It's an 18. Bear with me. Slight delay looking at the replay to make sure that 20 die is accurate, because I moved it. It's on Larry Brown. Look at that. That's really something. How it changed from, it was really a 15. And I want to show this all to you. Here's the roll on Brown, and that's a 15. And I moved it ever so slightly, and it became an 18. So it's a good thing. You got to know when you don't know. So it's a ground ball short X with Trzaskowski a 3. $14. That's going to be an 18-3. He should get that. Yes, he does. And the runner will hold. Now, my rule of thumb, Fisher did not look good. So for realism's sake, why not hit for him? This would be a clutch situation, too. We're going to hit for Fisher. Fisher pitched 2 1/3. Four hits. He walked 1, struck out 2, and allowed the 2-run home run to Northrop. And let's see who Cleveland might have to pinch hit. Oh, I would have went with Lee May, but he's a left-hander. I could go with Vern Fuller, right-hander, 242. I could go with Joe Askew, a right-hander, 280. And just want to make sure Askew's on this team. You never know. Yes, he is on. He's completely on this team. So Askew will hit, the right-hander. Looking for a single with 2 asteroids. Or no asteroids. I always like to pick who I'm going to have to hit. Coming to pitch. Kurt Sutherland and Gramley were used. But in a game like this, I think I'm going to go with Vicente Romo. Checking to make sure he's on the team. Yes, he was. Wait a minute. No, he was with the Dodgers. And he played in one game. Can anyone do a retro sheet for me? When did Vicente Romo join Cleveland? Otherwise, we're going to have to go with someone else. Anybody at all? We can go with Horatio Pena. Pretty damn sure he was on the team. He was on Cleveland, and he's just as good. So we'll go with Horatio Pena. As Joe Askew steps up. 2 outs, clutch situation. And without having looked, we see he has clutch hits. One of them. But Hiller, left-handed pitcher. Against left-hander, clutch hit. The pitch to Askew. Hey, Joel, thank you. 1-8, walked him. 1-8, single 1-7, lines it to third, and the side is retired. Wow. We're going to not just say thank you to you, but we're going to put his first game with Cleveland was June 27. So there's going to be a long time till we get to use him. He did have 83 innings, and he'll come up for the Dodgers, and then I could pull him. In the Rule 5 draft, I don't know what that is. We're heading to the bottom of the ninth. There's a new pitcher, Horatio Pena. They don't put the tilde on. Here's Al Kaline now. The pitch to Kaline, 4-7 right-handed, walked him. That's the winning run. Kaline 1-15. Pena, by the way. For Cleveland. This is his first appearance of the year. He has no record, of course, and he is a -2 hold. Kaline on first, 1-15, 1-13, borderline. I can't play both hats when it comes to stuff like that. Not being held, now I can put the other hat on. He's not being held. I don't want to try 1-13. Here's Willie Horton now. Tigers hoping for a blast from Horton. Kaline on first. Pena from the stretch. The pitch to Horton, 3-6. It's a ballpark blast, but it's a frickin' 20. Caught by Wagner again, Kathy Harden. Wagner again at the wall. He caught Stanley here. Could have put them ahead. This could have been a home run. It was 3-6 right-handed, ballpark blast. Right-handed hitter 1-16, and that's a 20. Interesting. You learn a lot here. Norm Cash now. Maybe Norm can hit a blast. Cash 1 for 3 and a walk. Here's Pena now. The pitch to Cash. 4-11 left-handed, fly ball left X. This could be trouble. Oh, Wagner, a 423. Should have pulled him. 6-4. That's going to be a double, 2 asteroids. K-line goes to third. Now a fly ball can end it. Infield is in. K-line, the for all of those 2 great catches. Wags, Shags, another one. That's a good one, Kathy, but he let that double drop in. He couldn't get to it. Should have had someone out there better than him, even though he's due up next inning, if there is one. The tension is mounting. Second and third, infield in, 1 out, freehand the batter. And Pena. The pitch to freehand, 1-8, pops it up to short. What could be finer for Cleveland but Larry Brown to make the catch, and it's up to Jim Northrup, and they're going to walk him. Does anyone disagree with this? We'd rather face Trzaskowski or any other character that they bring up. Northrup, a 264 hitter, and a left-handed hitter, mind you. They intentionally walked Northrup, who hit the 2-run home run, by the way. Trzaskowski is as good a hitter as anybody else on this bench. But there is Eddie Matthews. But I don't have a shortstop. Matthews hit 212, 3 home runs. And when you have a situation where we have Tommy Matic who could come in, does anyone want Matthews pinch hitting? That's sort of for nostalgia. I'm going to let Trzaskowski hit. Okay? The only thing is, Eddie Matthews is a left-handed hitter, and he's probably better than Trzaskowski. Yeah, he is, I think. And Tommy Matic can come in and play short, so that's what we're going to do. We're going to bring the veteran Eddie Matthews. This was probably his final year. Shoo! Running out of space here. And it would be Matic if needed. So here's Eddie Matthews, 2 outs, bases full against Pena. All he needs is a base hit. He doesn't have much else but home runs. Left-handed hitter. And the pitch to Matthews. 3-5, he walks in the run. He walks in the winning run. And the ball game is over. Sort of an anticlimactic way for the game to end. K-line crosses the plate. And the final score is Detroit 3, Cleveland 2. I'll have my wrap up and posting of the instructions in just a couple minutes. An unnerving inning for Pena, who gets the loss. He walked 3, one of them walked 2, one of them intentionally. You know, that was not a good idea to intentionally walk Northrop, because that forced K-line home. So it's all in the, you know, all in what you predict. I haven't done that in a long time. But who thought they'd bring up Matthews? Hiller pitched 3 innings. He gets the win. Pretty ugly loss, and that was a pretty dumb move on my part. But again, you play thousands of games, and you're gonna do shit like that. Someone could have told me don't do it, and I could withdraw it before the next roll. But it doesn't really matter. Oh. It's Cleveland. They play hunches, Rick. That's very kind of you. To give me a break there. I could blame Alvin Dark. He went to the same rallies as Anita Bryant did, the anti-gay rallies. So it shows where his head was at. But that was the error that I made. Who knew that they would bring in Matthews and Pino would walk him with bases full? That's like a never do that. Never do that. With second and third and first base open and 2 outs, don't walk the batter, because then another base on balls would be, well, Anita Bryant didn't die. Or did she? Oh my God, she died at the end of last year. Holy cow. I didn't know that. Yeah. It turned out her granddaughter was gay. So, you know, what goes around comes around. The final, Detroit 3 runs, 10 hits, 1 error. Cleveland 2 runs, 6 hits, 1 error. Hiller the win, Pena the loss. That's the second time I've made this error out of thousands of games. So I'm not going to beat myself up over the head over it. It's a pretty ugly way to win a game. It wasn't announced until January. Okay. I thought I would have heard about it, you know? But the good thing about making an error like that is you learn from it, hopefully. I thought I learned from it the first time. And I think I'm probably going to have time to poke these statistics in before Spokane Steve starts. And my new feature is I allow you to see me do so. I thought otherwise it was a good game, but it ended on a bogus thing, you know. This angle may not be ideal for you, but those of you who are looking this way, I can enter it. We're going to give a win here for Detroit. This is game 67. A win for Detroit. They needed this. 3 and 4. Well, you're making me feel good, Joel. You're too kind. You know that? You're way too kind to me. So Detroit is now 3 and 4. And Cleveland drops to 4 and 3. Six, 12, 16, 19, 22, 24, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. 4, 7, 11, 14, 18, 22, 32. Plus 35, 67. Oh, Ernest, you're too kind also. You know, you guys are awfully kind. Awfully kind. Okay, we're now going to enter the individual stats. Let me zoom this up a little. There we go. So you can see it good. We'll start with Cleveland. This Cleveland. Pitchers. Hargan started, and he gets no decision. 7.2. That's 8. 13 and a third. Allowed no runs. Fisher 2 and 1/3, 2 runs. It's a fly in here. Pena 1 run, 1 inning, 1 run, and the loss. And again, the loss goes to Pena. Okay, now we'll go to the batters. 2 runs batted in for Tony Horton. Simone 03. Cardinal 1-4. Wagner 1-4. Sims 04. Tony Horton 2-4. Davalio 04. Alvis 1-3. Larry Brown 04. Pinch hitters Askew 01, his first appearance. And I just need to double check something on the email to make sure I got Wagner. It's inevitable you're going to make errors, or I'm going to make errors when I do this. Wagner. No, I added Wagner. Okay. Now Detroit. I'll be right back. Okay. Sparma, 6 innings, 2 runs. Hiller with the win. Three innings, no runs. Now for the hitters. I forgot to give the RBI to Matthews. RBIs, Northrop 2. Matthews 1. He came in 1 for 1 and he walked. Okay, McAuliffe 0-3 with 2 walks. Wirt 1-5. K-Line 1-3 with 2 walks. Horton, Willie Horton 1-5. Cash 2-4. Freehand 1-5. And I will finish this before Steve's game. Northrop 3 for 4. Euler 1-2. Gates Brown walked. Trzaskowski 0-1. Don't tell me that's the first time I've used Trzaskowski. Wow. Yeah. He was 0-1. Matthews walked. Stanley 0-1. And that'll be it. I want to thank all of you for being here. Jeffrey Guterman. I'm going to email this to myself. Stay strong, stay well. Thank you for being here, and I'll catch you next time.